and we have entered Godrumdvip. Actually, this is the border last border of Godrumdvip, place of Lord Nrisimha Dev. Here we will hear the glories of this place and Lord Nrisimha Dev from Bhakti Vigna Vinashak Nrisimha Swami Maharaj. And as this island represents Kirtana, so after Maharaj speaks, we'll have Kirtan. After the Kirtan, we'll have a drama, the parents of Lord Nrisimha Dev. And after the drama, then all of us will get an opportunity to offer lamp. Yesterday we offered lamp at Yogapit. Today we'll be offering lamps to Lord Nrisimha Dev. Then we'll go down to the river, Mandakini. We'll sprinkle the water of the holy water of Mandakini. And then we'll get into our Hare Krishna. So after we finish our program, after sprinkling the water from Mandakini, then we'll be going to our respective vehicles to go to our next destination, Harihar Kshetra. There we'll hear the glorious, take darshan of Harihar, sprinkle the water of Alakananda river, and we'll take lunch there. Hare Krishna. So that's the program for today.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Nanjana Shalakaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadini Vaschattarishnatarine Panchakaupatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So this is Nrisimha Palli, which is mentioned in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Navadvip Mahatmya. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes there that it said that in the future somebody will come and build a big temple for Lord Nrisimha Dev here.
Haribo.
So it's quite an old deity which has been worshipped for a long time. The devotees in Mayapur did offer, these different temples which they have around the dam. We do offer that, we can do the puja, we can run it for you, but they say, no, we won't do it. We want it. This is our temple. They don't like to give it to ISKCON. So, Anyway, it's an old deity, been around a long time, and you can see it's really form of Lord Nrisimha Dev. So this place, Nrisimha Palli, it said that Lord Nrisimha Dev came here in the Satya Yuga after fighting with Hiranyakashipu. We know how Lord Nrisimha Dev had a great battle with Hiranyakashipu, some people say over in Hovalam. Some other people say, well, Srimad Bhagavatam says it's in the heavenly planets. It could be different kalpas, because Lord Nrisimha is a Leela avatar. So he comes again and again in different kalpas. It's not just one time. So we have to understand when there appears to be contradictions, it's just our own limited understanding of these things. Lord Nrisimha did visit Ahobilam, mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. But it said after he fought there with with the Hiranyakashipu in Ahobilam, there's actually a pool there where the water is red coloured. And they said he washed his hands there. Now some people say he came here to wash his hands. But that's, different opinions. Other people say no, he washed his hands in Ahobilam. He did come here, but he came here to rest. And over on the other side, this is Mundakini, used to flow here. Now it's just a big kund. Actually very clean water. A few years ago they emptied out the whole kund. They emptied out the whole thing, they cleaned the whole thing out, and they put in fresh water. So we used to always take a bath when we'd come here on the Parikrama or Purnima time. We would always like to go in there and bathe. May not be enough time to do that today. It takes time to do that. When you're walking, it doesn't matter so much about time. Anyway, today at least you can take some water on your head without fear. It's a mundakini before. Now it's just a kund. So on the far side, over there, that's where the demigods all resided. Because when Lord Nrisimha came here, he came here to rest. So all the demigods also came with him. They all followed him. Lord Nrisimha is Vishnu avatar. So Lord Vishnu brings with him all the demigods. So all the demigods, they all came. And over on the far side you can see bricks and stones and so on, different things which are the remains from the residences which had been constructed for all the demigods who were residing here while Lord Nrisimha was staying here for his rest. No, it's a fact. Lord Nrisimha comes here to rest. Why? Because this is such a beautiful place. It's not so beautiful materially. You can hear them, the horrors of the Kali Yuga, how Kali Yuga has deteriorated. But this was a very, very beautiful place, and all the Lord's incarnation, all the Lord, in every Yuga, the Lord would come here in Navadvip Dham. Every Yuga, we have Lord Nrisimha coming here, and we have also Lord Varaha. When we go over to Kolhapur, you'll hear how Lord Varaha came there, and that was in Satya Yuga. Then Lord Ramachandra came here with Sita and Lakshman. They came into Navadvip. They stayed for some time. They enjoyed the beauty of the place. And then in Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna came. Lord Krishna came because, well, it's a wonderful Leela. Probably we'll do the drama there when we go there. But there's a residence of Buddhimanta Khan. Buddhimanta Khan was a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, and he actually paid for Lord Chaitanya's marriage to Vishnu Priya. So in the times of Lord Krishna, there was Suvarna Singh residing there. There was a king called Suvarna Singh, and he didn't want to pay the taxes to Bhim. Maharaj Yudhishthira was doing the Rajasuya Yagna. Now all the kings were supposed to pay taxes. So Beam came here to this Navadvip, and Nrisimha thought, I'm just telling him I'm not going to pay. And when he doesn't pay, he'll fight me. And I'll give him such a fight that Lord Krishna will have to come and help him. And so that's what happened. They had a great fight. And Bhima was worried, he was losing. He thought, why is this? I can't beat this man. And Lord Krishna personally came to help him. So Lord Krishna came in the Dwapara Yuga here in Navadvip Dham. And now in the Kali Yuga, who comes in the Kali Yuga? Who? Yes. Gauranga! Yes, the Lord comes in His most merciful form and He is teaching everyone the Yuga Dharma, Sankirtan. So Lord Chaitanya would come here. Actually, we came around the long way because we came by road, because we're driving. But if you come, walk across the fields, it's not very far. Actually, it's really not very far from Mayapur. And many times you take a boat across the Jalangia, you can come very quickly here to Nrisimha. So this is one of the places where Lord Chaitanya would come with all of his devotees. They would do Sankirtan here. They'd have nice kirtan. Because this is Godrum Dweep. And Godrum Dweep is the place of Kirtan, right. We were in, first of all, we started in Antardweep, which was Mani Vedanam, the full surrender. We'll go back there at the end. And then we went to Simantadweep. We heard about Simantini Devi. She's the presiding deity, the goddess of Simantadweep. Right? You heard the story this morning about Simantini? You know this place here, the parking in the hair? That is a place of hearing. I hope you're all hearing. Are you hearing nicely?
Yeah.
You get an exam at the end, and you get a prize. We used to do that every year. Bhakti Purushottam Swami would come have a quiz. You want to learn the names? We have to learn these names of all these places. And after you graduate from Gaur Purnima, then you can go to Vrindavan and do Brajamandal Parikrama and learn the name of all the 12 forests in Vrindavan. But first you have to learn the name of the 9 islands here in Navadvip. So, Simantadweep, Godrum Dweep, right? And Antardweep, that's at the end. But now we're in Godrum Dweep, place of Kirtan. Wonderful Kirtan. We've had so many wonderful Kirtans here. Usually when we come here, there's always some Kirtan people here. They're doing Kirtan. We can't talk here. So often we talk outside. There's also a little Gaudiya Math just down the road, just 2 minutes down the road there. There's a Gaudiya Math temple there. And sometimes we go in there. But it's not big enough for like 1,000 devotees who come out on the Parikrama. It's not really big enough. So it's a problem. Anyway, we're lucky this time of the year. If you don't mind all the bell ringing and everything and the traffic and everything, you don't mind all these things, then this is a good place. This is actually where the deity is, Lord Nrisimha. So sometimes people ask, did Lord Nrisimha ever come again? Did he only come one time? Was it all? So I was saying he's a Lila avatar, so he comes every yuga, right? Or kalpa, at least every kalpa he comes. And maybe every yuga also he comes. But he came in the Kali Yuga. Lord Nrisimha also comes, as well as Lord Chaitanya. And we saw yesterday, when we had the drama, right? We watched the drama, and we saw the Chankazi. Where's our Chankazi? And here's Lord Nrisimha. So Lord Nrisimha appeared in the Kali Yuga to Chankazi. And the Chankazi proved it, right? He showed the scratches on his chest from the claws of Lord Nrisimha. So Lord Nrisimha does come. And Lord Nrisimha has also appeared in Mayapur, in Chaitanya Chandrodaya Mandir. Because the deity is an Archa Vigraha, none different from that is the Lord also. The Lord appears in the form of his deity. How did that deity come there in Mayapur? Well, that deity came after Srila Prabhupada's departure. It was after Prabhupada's departure. What happened was, it's about 1980, just a few years after Prabhupada's departure, our temple in Mayapur, you know, Mayapur used to be much quieter and much more remote. So it happened, there were some dacoits, a gang of dacoits came into the Mayapur temple, and we didn't have any security at that time or anything. So a gang of dacoits came in there, and they had heard that our deities, the Radhamadhava deities, were gold, and they wanted to steal the deities. And they came in and they had weapons, and they threw a bomb, and one bomb blew off the leg of the devotee who is now Bhakti Raghava Swami. If you see Bhakti Raghava Swami, he's minus one leg. He lost that leg when the temple in Mayapur was attacked by dacoits. They threw a bomb and blew off his leg. So, after that incident, very serious incident, devotees considered very carefully, they considered very seriously, what should we do which can protect the safety and give some security for the devotees. So they decided, it was suggested it would be good to bring Lord Nrisimha here. Why Lord Nrisimha? Because Lord Nrisimha protects the devotees. He's the protector of the devotees. We see in Prahlad Lila, described in Srimad Bhagavatam, how Prahlad was in so many dangers, threatened constantly because of his atheistic, demoniac father. So Prahlad Maharaj was always trying to convince his father, to give up his atheistic views and to see everyone equally. Because Hiranyakashipu was a gross materialist, and he was encouraging Prahlad that he should also become like him. And he put him in the school for the demons. And he was learning to make distinction between friend and enemy, and how to deal with your enemies. And there are different methods of dealing with your enemies. First of all, try to bribe them. Or you try to give, first of all, even before that, try to give them good instruction. You give them good instruction, they may not take it. So then you try to bribe them. A little flattery or offer a bribe to try to, then you can't do that either, it's not working. Then you may have to threaten them, and you may have to ultimately resort to violence. Like in politics, if you're the political enemy of some party, they'll have you killed, That's the way of politics. Bhagavad Gita describes the divine and the demoniac nature. Those who are demoniac, they think, who is my enemy? I will have him killed. This is the demon. So Hiranyakashipu was like that, and he was training his son, to become a good demon. But Prahlad was telling his father, no, father, we should see everyone equal. Everyone is the same. We shouldn't make distinction like this. So Hiranyakashipu would get very disturbed, and Prahlad would even encourage his father. But you know, somebody who is in the well of material life, Prahlad uses the term Griha Andakupam. If you're in the blind well of materialistic life, it's better you go to the forest. Vanam Pracholyat. Go to the Vana, become like a Vanaprastha and go away into the forest and retire from all this family life, materialistic living. So Hiranyakashipu was not interested in that kind of thing, you know, he didn't like that preaching. Prahlad was telling him, you should worship Vishnu. Vishnu is the goal of life. And when Hiranyakashipu heard the name Vishnu, he became furious because Vishnu had killed his brother. Hiranyakashipu's brother, Hiranyaksha, had been killed by Lord Varaha. Lord Varaha is also Vishnu avatar. Lord Varaha, the boar, he had killed Hiranyaksha. So from that time on, Hiranyakashipu was very angry towards Vishnu, and he was always trying to find out Vishnu. He wanted to kill Vishnu. Of course, it's a demon. The demons can never find out Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu was thinking, Vishnu is hiding from me. He's hiding in the hearts of all the living entities. That was his thinking. But Prahlad didn't think like that. Prahlad understood Lord Vishnu is everywhere. So it happened that one day his father was talking with Prahlad because Prahlad's teachers were complaining. Prahlad was in the Gurukul for the demons, but Prahlad was preaching to all the other demon children that you should chant Hare Krishna and you shouldn't waste your life playing football and cricket. But you should become a devotee. Use the human life to become God conscious. So the teachers found out what was happening and they went to Prahlad's father and they told him, your son is polluting the minds of all the children in our school. They'll all become influenced by him. So Hiranyakashipu was really worried. So he brought Prahlad and he asked him, where did you get this God consciousness from? Where did you get all this from? Who taught you this? Because from his very birth, Hiranyakashipu had been very careful to keep Prahlad away from all of the Vaishnavas. Don't go and associate with the Hare Krishnas. I don't want a kid who's a Hare Krishna. Right? We get people like that. Even today, there's one wonderful devotee, actually. He's not in Mayapur just now, but he comes and goes to Mayapur. So his family didn't want him to become a devotee. And they had him kidnapped. And then they gave drugs to him to take away all thoughts about Krishna from his mind. They gave him these drugs to help him forget all about Krishna consciousness. You know what happened? He forgot everything. He forgot who was his mother. He forgot who was his father. The only thing he could remember was Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. It's a true story. He could not forget Krishna. So his parents just gave up. They could not do anything. So we saw the same in America. There was like that also for some time. There were programs to kidnap devotees, to deprogram. They would say devotees are being programmed, just like Hiranyakashipu was saying, who programmed my son? Who made him a devotee of Vishnu? So he asked Prahlad, who taught you all this? Where did you get all this from? And Prahlad said, Father, there's only one way you get Krishna consciousness. You don't get it by doing austerities, you don't get it by studying the scriptures, and you don't get it just by going to visit holy places. He said, you have to take the dust from the feet of the devotees and smear it all over your body. So that Prahlad taught the importance of the dust from the feet of the devotee. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Rinu Bhajana Anukul. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes that the dust from the feet of the devotee is a very valuable quantity. So Prahlad Maharaj told his father, that is how you get devotion. That is where you get God consciousness from. You get the dust from the feet of the devotees. So Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu was really becoming angry. So then he asked Prahlad, where is this God you worship? Where is he? And then he asked, is he in this pillar? And there was the pillar just beside him. And Prahlad is Uttama Adhikari. He sees God everywhere. And so Uttama Adhikari, you know Kanista? Where does the Kanista see God? In the deity. Kanista means the junior devotee, neophyte or materialistic devotee. They only see God in the deity. They don't see God in anybody else. That's Kanista. Madhyam, they see God in the deity and they all see the Lord. They also see the Lord in the hearts of the people. But Prahlad Maharaj, he was asked, where is this God? And Hiranyakashipu asked him, is he? He said, he's everywhere, Father. So Hiranyakashipu said, is he in this pillar? And Prahlad said, yes, he's in there also. So then he broke the pillar, and from the pillar came Lord Nrisimha, and he appears in this wonderful form. Very special for us to understand the significance of this form of Lord Nrisimha. If you study Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see how descriptions of the Lord are given there. Recently I was studying the second canto Srimad Bhagavatam, and we see Lord Brahma talking to Narada Muni, and he's telling Narada Muni about the different forms of the Lord, the different incarnations. And so he begins with Lord Varaha, and then he talks about different forms, and then he comes to Lord Nrisimha. And then, only at the end, then he comes to Lord Krishna. Now, why is Lord Krishna put at the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam? Why doesn't Lord Krishna come in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam? The point is, we have to understand the nature of Lord Krishna, that his pastimes are all transcendental. Not everybody can understand. We see people, they want to imitate Krishna. They want to do Rasa Lila. They think they can be like Krishna. They do not understand the transcendental nature of Lord Krishna. So before Lord Krishna is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, first we have to hear about the other incarnations of the Lord. And we have to understand something of the inconceivable potencies of Lord Krishna. Just like as Lord Varaha, he comes in the form of a boar. Now a boar is a disgusting creature, like pigs, you know, they're dirty. But what does Lord Varaha do? He dives in the bottom of the Garbhodak ocean and he picks up the earth planet and he brings it up and puts it back in position in the universe. Inconceivable pastimes. Similarly, Lord Nrisimha, how does he take birth? Well, how did Lord Varaha take birth? Lord Varaha came from the nostril of Lord Brahma. Lord Nrisimha, he came from a pillar, not a normal birth. It's not like coming from a womb, came from a pillar. But he comes in this wonderful form, half man and half lion. And he rips apart this demon Hiranyakashipu, who'd been terrorizing the universe. He had all the demigods, even Narada Muni, serving him. And he'd been threatening the life of Prahlad. So Lord Nrisimha, he came in that wonderful form. One reason was because of all the benedictions which Brahma had given to Hiranyakashipu. That Hiranyakashipu could not be killed by any man or any animal. So many different conditions, not by this, not by that. So Hiranyakashipu was thinking, I'm immortal, nobody can kill me. But Lord Nrisimha came, not man and not animal, half man, half animal. And Hiranyakashipu should not be killed by any weapon. So how was he killed? By the claws of Lord Nrisimha, by the sharp nails of the... And he should not die on the land, or in the air, or in the water. So where did he die? He died on the lap of Lord Nrisimha. So Lord Nrisimha kept intact all the different benedictions given by Lord Brahma. But his purpose in coming in that form was not just simply to keep the benedictions of Lord Brahma, but is to help all of us to understand his transcendental nature and how he can appear in such a wonderful form and perform the most amazing pastimes. Therefore, once we understand these things, then we can go on to hear about Lord Krishna and how Lord Krishna picks up the Govardhan hill with one hand and holds it up for 7 days, and how he dances Rasa Leela with thousands of goddesses of fortune, because these pastimes are never properly understood. Because neophyte people, they jump to these things. They're not qualified, they're not ready to hear these things, but they want to go there quick. They want to, as we take the lift, go the quick way. They don't want to understand it systematically. So it's very important for us to hear about the Lord and His different incarnations. So this is the place where Lord Nrisimha had come. In the Satya Yuga, he'd actually come here and he stayed here for some time, rested after fighting Hiranyakashipu. Shri Nrisimha Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki.